Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Fallow, and I am a huge wrestling fan, a big fan of the WWE. And you saw me do my Royal Rumble review, and this is how I would book WrestleMania 37. The main event I would have is Edge versus Roman Reigns, because I think it would have a good heel versus face fit. I don't think Edge versus Drew McIntyre would have. Man, it would be a good match, but I don't know if it would have a good face versus face feel to it there. But it would still be a good match, but I would have to put in Edge versus Roman Reigns because I think it would be better storyline wise. Now, who would I have Drew McIntyre defend title against at WrestleMania 37? I would conclude the Drew McIntyre and Sheamus feud here at WrestleMania 37. You can have them have a series of matches over these few pay-per-views, but have them conclude it in an epic steel cage match because I think Drew McIntyre and Sheamus will have something special here and top it out and end the feud in a cage match. Friends in the business put on great, hard hitting matches. And I think McIntyre, Sheamus in a cage, book it. For the women's title matches, I would have Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown women's title. And I think that would be a great way to end night one. I would have Charlotte Flair versus Asuka versus Lacey Evans in a triple threat match for the Raw women's title. Because Lacey Evans with Ric Flair right now is money. I mean, it's possibly the best storyline going right now in the WWE. It would make for a great match. A triple threat match between Flair, Asuka, and Lacey Evans. Now, for some more title matches, I would have Lashley versus Keith Lee for the United States Championship. I think it would be a great match. I would like to see Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre this year, but I don't think it's going to happen yet. But I think that could be a match for WrestleMania 38. But for this year, I would have Lashley versus Keith Lee. That would be a special match for the United States title. For the Intercontinental title, I would have Big E defend against Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Big E, Zayn, Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. For the tag titles, I would like to see the Usos versus Street Profits if the Usos are healthy in time. I think that would be a special match, and you can have the Usos win the match and have them be in a great stable with Roman Reigns. Oh yeah. For the Raw Tag Team titles, I would have a fatal four-way between the Hurt Business versus Retribution versus New Day and the Lucha House Party. I might take away the Lucha House Party out of this match and put in a team from NXT. But a fatal four-way would be pretty good. And then another title match, I don't think this will happen. I think they will save it for TakeOver Tampa if they have one. But I would like to see Karrion Kross and Finn Balor be on the main card at WrestleMania 37. You had the women's title, the NXT women's title defended last year. This would be a good match to have for the first ever NXT title match. Karrion Kross, Finn Balor, that match is money right now. But my guess is they didn't have it on WrestleMania 37 card. That would probably main event TakeOver Tampa. What are some regular matches that you can book that are not for the title? Randy Orton versus The Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse match. Because even though that The Fiend is out right now, they're still building it right now with Alexa Bliss. And then you can conclude the Randy Orton versus The Fiend at WrestleMania Firefly Funhouse. I think that's the perfect way you can finally end Randy Orton versus The Fiend and then move on after that with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt with the Fiend character. I would have Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. I think those two would put on an epic match. But for example, if they had Drew McIntyre face Edge, then I would move Daniel Bryan against Roman Reigns if they didn't have Edge versus Reigns. And then you can move Seth Rollins into a title match with Big E, and then just have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. But I would keep it right now, Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. That would be a good match. And you can have Goldberg versus Riddle, because you can easily do that with Riddle trashing Goldberg. And Goldberg has made a few comments about Riddle. And it would be a great 5-minute match right there. Just have Riddle do a few of his moves and Goldberg finish him off with a spear. I would stay away from the jackhammer because the jackhammer has been sloppy with Goldberg using it. So I think Riddle versus Goldberg in a nice 5-minute match would be great. We could have Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. You gotta have a match with AJ Styles on the card this year, and you can have him face Braun Strowman, because you gotta have something for AJ Styles and Braun Strowman. They're still pretty big stars, and AJ Styles versus Braun Strowman would fit pretty well and get Omos involved. And then you can have Cesaro versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That could be a great match. And then top it off with your Andre the Giant Battle Royal and the Women's Battle Royal. And that's how I would book WrestleMania 37. That's a solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, sorry, let me count that again. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 matches that you could possibly have. A good possible 15 or 16 matches that you can spread out over 2 nights. And I think that would be a great WrestleMania 37. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day.